Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a look with the products that I received in this month's Boxycharm. Before I get really into it, don't forget to like and subscribe for new content every week. So I'm going in with the Wander Beauty Peel and Lift Off Mask. The one thing I will say about this product is it is a little bit drippy, but it does make your skin feel really nice. Now I'm just going to wait, put it on, let it dry, and now that the time has passed, I'm going to peel it off to prep my face for today's makeup application. So to prime my face, I'm going in with the Milk Hydro Primer. This is a new primer that Milk just released, and I will go into a more in-depth review on it in an upcoming video, but I will say that I do really love this primer. Just make sure you're waiting that full minute to really let it sink into your skin before you apply your foundation. So now I'm going in with the Hourglass Stick Foundation. Yes, this foundation is definitely a little bit too dark for me, but I do mix it with a BB cream, as you'll see in the next upcoming step, just to lighten my skin. I love the coverage of this foundation though, hence why I kept it. I kind of realized too late to return it, so I made it work for myself. So I'm going in with the Rimmel London BB cream. This is by far my favorite BB cream that I've ever tried, and it's a drugstore BB cream. So I'm mixing it with a high-end foundation. Best of both worlds, honestly. So now I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is, again, one of my favorite concealers that I've ever tried. It definitely has a more drying effect appearance, so I like to have a nice dewy base when I use this, because then it blends out really nicely and gives your face a really beautiful finish. So I'm just putting it in all the areas that I want to highlight. It's more of a highlighter for me. I do cover some acne with it, especially on my cheeks, but it's mainly for highlighting under the eyes, the forehead, the chin, and under my jawbone. Alright, so here's our second product that I'm using that came in this month's Boxycharm. This is the Cover FX Face Perfecting Palette. These are also a couple of brushes that I received from Moda Beauty. I'm using the setting powder or the finishing powder right now just to set under my eyes and any area that concealer might crease. So under my eyes, I'm also powdering the tops of my eyes because I did add a little bit of concealer there as a base. There's a little black dot on my nose right now that I'm trying to get off of, so excuse that. But yeah, I'm just gonna powder everything up and make sure it's not going to budge. So now I'm going into the contour powder. I will say this powder was a little bit non-existent. It did show up a little bit, but it wasn't anything as to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be quite warm though, and it wasn't that. It didn't have tons of payoff, and I had to build it up, especially on that side of my face. Now I'm going in with a highlighter. This highlighter, both of the highlighters in this palette were a little bit too dark for my faces, and you could see a little bit of streak. So that's where the brightener in this palette came in handy, and you'll see here that that is where I'm going, and I'm going over that just to lighten my cheekbones. Really give it that really nice glowy, beautiful look that I always love with highlighter. Now I'm going into my new baby, the Riviera palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am in love with this palette. If you haven't gotten this palette yet and you were debating about it, don't debate anymore. It is amazing. So I'm going in with Palm here. Palm is the dark brown shade in the corner, and I'm using this to cut out my crease using a Luxie angled blending brush. I like to create like the rough shape. It doesn't have to be precise for me. I like to create the rough shape though. And then I'm going in with a Sigma blending brush, and I'm using the shade Coastline. This is just a soft pink. It kind of goes with the theme of this month's Boxycharm that was rose gold. So it kind of helps maintain the theme to blend out. So now I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to cut out my crease. I'm also using a Ben Nye brush. They are special effects brushes, but I have found that they work absolutely amazing for applying my concealer. What I like to do when I'm cutting my crease is I like to create a really big lid. I like the way it looks on my eye, and then I drag it down and create quite a swoop out like so, as you're seeing in the video. And then I take my brush and I kind of bring the concealer in towards my actual lid to, minimize the amount of concealer I use and minimize cakiness on the eyelid. So now I'm just going back in with Palm. I'm using a small Sigma buff brush to kind of map my crease back out, just to give it a little bit more shape after blending and cutting out the crease. This just really helps define that crease that you worked to create beforehand. So this is just to really sharpen it up. I do sometimes go back with a little bit of concealer to just recut my crease after as well. It's kind of a back and forth to make sure this thing is precise as possible and as clean and neat and crisp as possible. So now before I do the knit crease or lid decal, I am going to set it with Sail from the Riviera palette. This is a really beautiful white shadow that really sets your creases and gives it a nice pop. So now I'm going in with the Appeal Cosmetics. This I also received in my Boxycharm. I'm just using a bent liner brush to go in and map out a curve starting about the center of your eyelid and kind of swooping it and curving it out towards your outer corner. I do like to follow the curve of the crease just to make sure that I'm lining it up properly. So I do my outline first, and then I use the actual applicator from the Appeal Cosmetics liquid eyeshadow, and I just fill the rest of that shape in and make sure all that surface area is covered. So I went ahead and popped on lashes. These are the Sephora times House of Lashes lashes. They didn't have a name, they're just that part of that collection. So now I'm going in with Ofra Cosmetics Monaco liquid lipstick. This is a gorgeous rose gold shade with a beautiful shimmer. I don't usually wear liquid lipstick, but this is definitely one that I could see myself wearing on a semi-regular basis. It's just stunning. So that is it for today's video. Excuse the fact that I don't know how to model for the camera yet. I'm still figuring that out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.